Hello YouTube and welcome to this new video in the People of the Elder Scrolls series. Today we're talking about General Tullius and a little bit about his past and his current state of affairs. He's a more interesting character than most people would say at first glance, so with that said, let's kick off. General Tullius is said to be a master strategist and one of the favorite generals of the Emperor. He was sent to Skyrim to solve its civil war with force and managed to get the Empire back on track in the civil war in just a few months' time as Skyrim's military governor. We know that he was born in Cyrodiil and that we can speculate that he has probably fought in the Great War, judging his age. I speculate that he was probably just a legate by the time of the Great War and that he either earned his general status during or after the Great War. We know that he is one of the favorite generals of the Emperor, and as he says himself, he is often ordered to places with problems that need fixing. From this I extrapolate that he is probably also one of the best generals the Empire has, because it means that he is sent to places with problems in a time with war lurking on the horizon. This means that the Emperor would probably want to use as few men inside the country as possible, so he can keep his main force at the border with the Dominion. This would mean that Tullius would be a very capable general and has probably many times proven himself in the past by solving problems like this if the Emperor himself assigned him to such a task as breaking the Skyrim civil war. It is said that after the assassination of High King Torrik by Ulfric Stormcloak, things did not look well for the Empire, and the Stormcloaks managed to book a lot of successes inside Skyrim. But General Tullius' arrival put an end to the advancements, and made a stalemate possible that is the situation when we enter Skyrim. His success led him to retake a lot of land and eventually even capturing Ulfric Stormcloak himself, thereby, virtually ending Skyrim's civil war. That is, if Alduin had not intervened. But Alduin did intervene, and the coming of dragons froze all progress for both sides until the Dragonborn chooses a side. Not many people realize this, and that's why I really tend to stretch this out. The Empire was very much winning the civil war in Skyrim until the dragons returned. Think about it, they captured their leader, Ulfric Stormcloak, and managed to come back from a huge disadvantage under General Tullius' leadership. More proof for this is some unused dialogue in Skyrim. Do you remember how in the intro, Elenwen is standing with General Tullius? That actually had to have a lot of dialogue, with Elenwen desperately trying to take Ulfric for herself as a prisoner, so the civil war could drag on longer, which is, in the end, the goal of the Thalmor in Skyrim. The dialogue goes as follows. General Tullius, stop. By the authority of the Thalmor, I am taking custody of these prisoners. Your Emperor will hear of this. By the terms of the White Gold Concordat, I operate with full Imperial authority. You're making a terrible mistake by not handing the prisoners to me. This piece of dialogue shows another interesting thing about General Tullius. He defied the Thalmor. And this is not the only instance he defies the Thalmor. In some other dialogue you can have with him, he always acknowledges his hate for the Thalmor, going as far as to say that he would almost want to join the Stormcloaks when in their presence. In this, Ulfric and Tullius actually align, as both of them see the Thalmor as the biggest threat to Tamriel. However, Tullius believes in a united empire, while Ulfric believes in Skyrim that it can do on his own. Something interesting to note about General Tullius is that he can be seen in the Thalmor embassy during the quest Diplomatic Immunity, where you have to infiltrate it. He can then be asked why he is there, and he tells the player that these parties are held by the Thalmor to make the empire look bad. He says he hates the Thalmor, but refusing the invitation for the party at Elenwen's invitation would create bigger diplomatic troubles than it's worth, and would maybe even jeopardize the peace between the Empire and the Dominion. He also notes to the player that Elenwen is a formidable but dangerous woman, and that she is cunning and has a lot of ambition, and would have made a great Imperial general if not for the fact that she sides with the Thalmor. During the Civil War, when the Dragonborn sides with the Empire, he promotes the Dragonborn a couple of times, and eventually promoting the Dragonborn to Legate. At the end of the Imperials questline he says, that he will stay in Skyrim for some more years to assist with the rebuilding. He says that although he will never understand the Nords and their strange traditions, he says that he has come to respect them, and that Skyrim has done much good to him as a person, as Skyrim, according to him, has a way of carving a man down to his true self. This is the Imperial ending. However, during the Stormcloak ending he has far more interesting dialogue, in my opinion. When Ulfric, Gelmar and the Dragonborn storm Castle Dour and confront him and Lagadricke, he says the following.
You realize this is exactly what they wanted. The Thalmor. They stirred up trouble here. Forced us to divert needed resources and throw away good soldiers, quelling this rebellion. We aren't the bad guys, you know.
These lines of dialogue, these very lines, are the main reason why after one playthrough of Stormcloaks I never joined the Stormcloaks again. Tullius does not hate the Stormcloaks, but he does see that without the Empire, Skyrim, the Empire and essentially all of mankind may be lost to the Dominion after all. And with that, I want to end this video. If I may suggest you watch the videos I put in the description if you have still any questions about the Empire as a whole and their military strengths, etc. Because I talked about them so much that I don't really want to repeat all that again in this video, otherwise I'll be busy for like 20 minutes. So with that said, this video was more or less an introduction to my next video, which will be quite a big one. So stay tuned and give me a week or so to finish things up. Maybe in the meantime I will upload another small video. But either way, if you liked the video, like, subscribe, do all that shit. In the description there's also my Instagram and my Discord server if you want more contact with me. And well, if you've done all that, I will see you in the next lore video.